Hey Commanders fans, today I bring you some really hot news that you can't miss. So, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to stay up to date with everything about our team. Leave a like, which strengthens our community and helps us bring you more and more exclusive content. If you're a true Commanders fan, this video was made for you. So stay with me until the end, because today's news is unmissable and could directly impact the future of our team. Commanders must reacclimate effectively after devastating Sam Cosmi injury update. The Washington Commanders' sensational 2024 season will continue in the NFC Conference Championship game, thanks to a stunning win at the Detroit Lions. But for one influential player, it represented the end of the road this season. There was a significant amount of concern when prolific interior offensive lineman Sam Cosmi went down in the first half. He was doubled over on a touchdown pass from running back Brian Robinson Jr. at close range. He was able to walk off the field after lengthy on-field evaluations, but was ruled out shortly after. Everyone associated with the Commanders faced an anxious wait as Cosmi underwent further testing. Head coach Dan Quinn confirmed the worst possible outcome, revealing that the former second-round pick out of the Texans tore his ACL and is out for the season. Yeah, unfortunately some tough news on Sam Cosmi. He has an ACL injury that will keep him out for the rest of the season. So he's been a significant part of what we've been doing, especially on the interior. It's a big deal. The baseball player and the man. Dan Quinn via CBS Sports. Looking at the typical recovery timeline for ACL tears, Cosmi will be out for much longer than that. He could miss most, if not all, of the 2025 campaign. That's something General Manager Adam Peters will have to consider during his second draft season at the helm. The Commanders must deal with the absence of prolific lineman Sam Cosmi. That's for the future. For now, the Commanders must pivot quickly to keep complications to a minimum after the devastating blow of Cosmi's injury. Trent Scott has filled in for Cosmi on the Lions and performed well. The veteran typically takes on top-line responsibilities when called upon, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Washington could decide to take advantage of the hot hand and keep him involved, though neutralizing the ultimate threat posed by Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis will be an entirely different challenge. If Scott can't live up to expectations, the Commanders need to have contingency plans in place, even though the options are extremely limited. Buccaneers may cut ties with $52 million CB amid big offseason decisions. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers enter the offseason with a roster that appears to be just a piece or two away from becoming a serious Super Bowl contender. The team's performance throughout the season and key moments in the playoffs have highlighted both the team's potential and areas in need of adjustment. The clearest evidence of this came in the NFC divisional round, when the Washington Commanders pulled out a dominant 45-31 victory over the Detroit Lions to secure their first appearance in the NFC Championship game since 1991. The Commanders' victory, while historic, served as a wake-up call for the Buccaneers, who saw their own playoff run come to an early end after a narrow 23-20 loss to the Commanders in the NFC Wild Card round on January 12th. This setback was especially painful because the game ended in a field goal at the end of the game, leaving the Buccaneers one step away from advancing in the competition. In addition, the Buccaneers had an additional factor that made the loss even harder to swallow. They played at home and were only one of two teams to defeat the Lions during the regular season. This reinforces the notion that the team has enough talent to compete at the highest level, but may need to make strategic adjustments to take the next step. Necessary changes. What's at stake for the Buccaneers? The big questions for the Buccaneers this offseason will be how they manage their payroll and what decisions they will make to bolster their roster. One of the most impactful choices involves the future of wide receiver Chris Godwin, who will become a free agent. The front office must decide whether to offer the player a contract extension or opt to redistribute his estimated $20 million per year salary to bolster other areas of the team. Should they decide to keep Godwin, the team will have to find ways to free up cap space. Bleacher Report notes that this could mean the departure of a highly paid player, which could include strategic cuts or trades to optimize the team's financial resources. Washington Commanders Chris Godwin. As the Buccaneers evaluate their options, the Washington Commanders are being encouraged to make a bold move for Chris Godwin in free agency. The wide receiver's arrival could provide a crucial piece to ensure quarterback Jaden Daniels continues to develop and thrive in the NFL. The Commanders' receiving core currently lacks depth, and finding a high-level partner for Terry McLaurin should be a top priority for the front office. With a projected nearly $100 million in cap space available, the Commanders have the financial muscle to make a big move for a big name on the market. Chris Godwin, who will turn 29 in February, has proven to be one of the most productive receivers in the league over his career, amassing 7,266 yards and 39 touchdowns. Playing alongside Mike Evans in Tampa Bay, he established himself as an excellent number 2 wide receiver, but he has also proven that he can be a primary option when needed. If the Buccaneers opt not to re-sign Godwin, the Commanders have a golden opportunity to strengthen their offense and add an experienced and reliable receiver to the roster. The move could be one of the biggest highlights of the offseason and would have a direct impact on the team's competitiveness heading into next season.